Welcome to Hope for Survival YouTube. Thanks for tuning in and thanks for following along the Hope for Survival YouTube channel. It's much appreciated, and welcome to the new subscribers. Appreciate it. And if you follow and have not subscribed, please consider doing so. Reach up and hit the subscribe button. And this will let you know whenever Hope for Survival posts new video on YouTube for you to check out when you desire. So today's topic is drones and some of the rules that apply to drones. Drones are used in many aspects of our daily life today by federal, state authorities, and private entities for many different business and circumstances. The federal government uses them in many cases under many different departments and agencies as allowed within the law and within Department of Defense as part of the carrier fleet with weapons, and also for surveillance and intelligence gathering, mapping, and things of that nature. The federal and state governments also use drones of many sizes and shapes in terrain mapping and also in search and rescue, both domestic and internationally. A lot of private entities use drones for everything from videoing weddings, photography from above for weddings. Insurance companies use them for damage assessments, and also currently insurance companies are using to fly over customers' homes and properties to look at how much debris that you may have near your home, trees near your home, the shape, the conditions of your roofs, and things of that nature, where there may be a liability, or it's a risk assessment conducted as to a probability as to what are the odds that you would have to file a claim based on what they assess from above. So there's many different ways. A lot of folks own them for their own personal use. Podcasters use them. I own my own drone as well. Something that we have to think about from a preparedness perspective and a private entity as an owner user. I've had a lot of questions on this, as time has allowed, I've gathered some information to share out to you that I hope will help you in this. So I think the first thing, you have to determine the condition as to how you want to apply a drone. And one of the big conditions from a preparedness perspective is, are you under a ROL or WROL condition, rule of law or without rule of law? And then you're going to have to apply the information I'm going to share to you based on those two circumstances. So the big question is, can you shoot a drone down when it's flying over your property? Well, the legal answer is no, you can't. Shooting down a drone is a federal crime, and depending where you live, it could also be a state crime too. Whether the drone is over your property or not, you are not legally allowed to shoot it down. And if you do shoot it down, you can face serious legal repercussions, including big fines and potential prison time. You're gonna have to give that some thought and think about it. So according to the FAA, drones are classified as aircraft, and shooting at an aircraft, including a drone, is illegal. It doesn't matter if the drone is flying over your property or not, and that's because you don't own the airspace over your property. The FAA oversees all national airspace, including the airspace over private land. This means only the FAA can take action in that airspace. There is some nuance when it comes to using airspace over private land. In some instances, people have argued for aviation rights, the right to charge an entity like an aircraft or an airport for flying repeatedly over a piece of property. But none of that applies to shooting a drone over your land, about which the law is very black and white. It's illegal. So the federal regulation on this topic against shooting drones, the section of federal law that pertains to shooting at a drone or any aircraft for that matter is Title 18 of U.S. Code Section 32. And to be clear, the FAA has stated explicitly that it prohibits shooting down drones. U.S. airspace is regulated, and property owners do not own the airspace above their land beyond what they can reasonably use. Example for building extensions. Shooting a drone can lead to charges of property damage, reckless endangerment, and violations of federal aviation laws. Further, the same federal law prohibits interfering with anyone engaged in the authorized operation of such aircraft. So you could also be fined or face prison time for shooting at a drone, even if you miss, or for harassing or attacking the pilot again, regardless of whether they're flying over your property or not. So for state and local laws against shooting drones, in addition to federal regulations, several state and local laws also explicitly outlaw shooting at drones with specific statutes on the books that address drone use and damage to drones. So what about for spying? If someone's flying over your property to spy on you and not do legitimate work, that is illegal, and you should call the authorities right away to report the person. But remember, don't intervene yourself. You could get in serious legal trouble for doing so. So what can happen if you shoot a drone over your property? Again, you're violating federal law against destruction of an aircraft, which is what shooting at a drone is, which can result in penalties, fines, and imprisonment. And you wonder just how much. Prison time could be up to 20 years, fines could be up to $250,000. The shooters could also be on the hook for civil liabilities for property or personal damage, which could be in the millions depending on the extent of the damage. Bottom line, don't shoot at drones. It's just not worth it. So can drones fly over private property, and how close can they fly to our house? As we covered above, all the airspace in the U.S. is governed by the FAA. This includes airspace over private property. Put simply, the airspace is public. Even the airspace over private land, yes. Whether the airspace you're talking about is over private or public land, the airspace itself is still public. Because of this, drones can fly over private property as long as they comply with the FAA rules. I often in conversation hear comments that people make to me about, yeah, there was a drone hovering over my property, it was watching me or looking at me, so I went inside and I got a shotgun, and when I came out and pointed it up in the air, it flew off. Not really a good decision. Again, are you in rule of law or without rule of law at the time? How high or low can people fly drones over my property? The airspace refers to the airspace above minimum altitudes of flight prescribed by the FAA. For general aviation, this is typically 500 feet above the ground in non-congested areas and 1,000 feet above the highest obstacle in congested areas. For drones, the FAA's Part 107 regulations limit flight to 400 feet above ground level to ensure safety and minimize conflicts with manned aircraft. This means that in general, a drone pilot can legally fly up to 400 feet above your property. All the above holds true as long as the drone pilot isn't breaking any other laws, such as those pertaining to the privacy and safety. Aviation rights are the right of aircraft, including drones, to navigate through airspace are federally protected. This means that while property owners can control the space immediately around the home, generally up to 83 feet, according to some legal precedents, above that height, the airspace is considered navigable and under FAA jurisdiction. FAA regulations allow drones to fly over private property as long as they follow the federal rules and laws. However, they must not hover directly over people or move in a way that invades the privacy. Some states and municipalities have enacted additional regulations to protect privacy and privacy rights. Texas and Georgia would be two examples. So what do you do if you think a drone's spying on you? The best thing you can do is to document the time and the place, and notify your authorities of same. If you can, take a picture, take video as evidence, but do not, under rule of law, do not threaten that drone. If you want to up your anti-drone spying game, here are a few things that you can do to try and verify whether a drone is indeed spying on you. Anti-drone radar detectors. These devices can identify drones by detecting their radio frequencies or Wi-Fi signal, providing early alerts or nearby drones. There's drone detection apps such as Drone Watcher or Anti-Drone that can notify you of nearby drones by detecting their signals, or night vision cameras. If you suspect nighttime surveillance, night vision cameras can help spot drones by their lights or infrared signals. But just remember, don't attack the pilot or the drone. First things first, keep yourself safe and out of legal trouble. If you feel comfortable and think it's safe to do so, you may approach the drone pilot if you can find their location and ask them what they're doing. But by no means should you attack the pilot or try to damage the drone. Again, doing so could put you in both federal and state trouble. Again, document the incident. Capture photos and videos if you can. Take notes of the date, time, and the specific behavior of the drone. How long were they hovering over your property? If it's a repeat incident, consider installing security cameras to get proof of the illegal flying that's happening. And again, report the incident to authorities. So some folks ask, well, how can I take down a drone legally? First, you can't legally take down a drone. As noted of what I've said previously, you have to look at things as considered through the eyes of the law, and it's against federal law to take down any aircraft. So again, report it, explain the situation. There are a couple technologies out there that can take down drones, like drone guns, also called drone jammers, which can be used to safely disable a drone. A drone jammer jam up a drone's communication system, make it so they can't fly. However, using them is generally illegal since they can interfere with other radio communications, and because taking down a drone is illegal to do. Another tool, but it would be extremely difficult to use, is what's called, it's a net. It's called a drone catcher. which was developed by researchers at Michigan Tech University, and it uses a netting to entangle the drones midair and safely bring them down. But it would be extremely difficult to use this device. So the bottom line on drones is, even though they're a great asset for both federal and state and local governments, and folks use them in private business in different ways, and hobbyists own drones as well. I have one again. My plan is to use it for video footage with podcasts and for security applications and security planning, things of that nature. So drones, they can get very expensive. It would be smart to learn all the pros and cons, the legal laws, the limitations that you're allowed to have them and use them. But again, you got to know whether you're in ROL or WROL for determining your application of same. So I hope this helps you out in answering the question on things you can and can't do. It's pretty cut and dry, to be honest. Drone technology expands and is increasing almost weekly in capabilities. You hear about it on the news in technology publications of how companies are planning on using drones for door deliveries and things of that nature. So give it some thought and then weigh out if the investment in a drone is worth it for what you want to use it for. So again, hope this helps you out. If you have any questions, you can list them down below or email me at preparedness101@protonmail.com. If you like this video, please hit like. And again, if you have not subscribed, please consider doing so. And until next time, stay safe out there. Keep preparing. Don't forget to count your blessings. And as always, don't forget to give thanks. We are blessed people. Bravo Echo out. Thank you for checking out the Hope for Survival YouTube channel. If you are new to Hope for Survival, you can check out our books at our webpage. Book 1, which is Hope for Survival, Getting You Prepared for Disasters, and Book 2, Hope for Survival, The Mindset, are both available for order on the website. We also offer the Hope for Survival football stick, which is a memory stick set up as a digital filing cabinet with files already loaded on there for you to digitally copy items such as deeds, auto transcript for ownership, wills, living wills, loans, banking information, items that if your home burned down or you had some form of a disaster, you could have all your important papers already digitally filed on this stick. All you do is simply drag the digital file into the appropriate preset folder so that you'll have it in the event of a disaster. You have to flee your home in a hurry, or also if you're away from home and you need critical information that's personal. If you have your memory stick with you, you can put it in your computer and pull that information up wherever you may be. Again, you can find these items to order at our website, https://www.hopeforsurvival.com, or you can email me at preparedness101@protonmail.com, and I will try to help you out. Again, thanks for checking out the Hope for Survival YouTube channel. Hope to see you again.